Welcome back, Sport First, number one in sports. I'm your host, Sabotage. We are here for another MMA by the minutes. We'll get it started off. Today was pretty much a fight night. They weren't trying to compete with Fury versus Wildcat Free. Might end up doing a one on that too, but we'll stick to whatever happened. Sujet as in the main cards for fight night Dern versus Rodriguez. I mean, it's spelled Rodriguez, but they were pronouncing it Rodriguez. I don't know. I didn't get the pronunciation of the name like that. I kept trying to like perfect it in Odimor saying it that way, so we'll say it that way. There was a fight. I was actually the Alexander Romanov, the main event for the um, the prelims. I wanted to actually catch that one, but I didn't. That one was a TKO second round. He's actually 15-0 now. I really wanted to see that one, before he gets to the main cards, which is most like. I mean, I don't know of any other fighter who's 50. I'm pretty sure. Well, somebody brought up in the comment like a while back that made a comment about some about John Jones and this guy, and well, now he's 15-0, and most likely going to be seeing him in facing somebody, probably still somebody outside the rankings, but we'll see. Whatever the UFC decides on him. Back to the regular cards. I don't know, today I was kind of just like doing a whole bunch of things, so like I was in and out of the fights. The Steven Garcia. Yeah, see, I didn't even know there was. Yeah, see, I didn't even catch Steven Garcia versus Charlie. I didn't even actually. The thing is, I pretty much started off with. Am I on the right? Yeah, I pretty much started off with the Lopita versus Gomez fight, which wasn't the greatest. I didn't see. I didn't even. I barely caught any. Like I was on and off with both of those fights, so I'm not even really gonna say anything about either one of those. Ah man, see, that's what I was so confused about. I was like, what the heck is happening? I didn't catch any of these fights pretty much. As I kept looking up and up and up, and I'm like, okay, I didn't catch that one. I didn't catch that one. It was I was pretty much looking up the prelims. That's which is part of bad. I tell you what, but I did catch it. I guess I did catch it, but I was still on and off. Like the Chris first Felipe fight, I don't even want to talk about that one because I pretty much didn't catch that one. Um, the Sabina Mazo versus Maria Agapova. Her last name hard Agapova, but that fight was pretty decent, I guess. Lost on a submission in the very last, almost the ending of the fight, but I mean, Mazo didn't really look like she had anything for Agapova, even though I forget. I'm pretty sure she went for the take. I don't remember seeing as I as I was saying. I was right. Actually, neither fighter went for a takedown, but I'm pretty sure that Maria did go for a takedown. Technically, it wasn't considered a takedown because she was pretty sure she knocked her down and then she went for the submission. Forget how it went 100%, but yeah, she did have, so pretty much she had the knockdown and then went for the submission. She threw 170 strikes, significant 164. Well, the total is 170, and she was 9-9 for 170, which is pretty really good actually. And Mazo was she just wasn't really doing anything, to be honest. She was what, like 6 for 63 for 161. That's pretty bad. That's 39.1%. Terrible, terrible as Trot Barner. She not too great for her, but old girl got the win, as y'all know, by submission, as I already said. Mateos Nicola. That was a pretty good fight, but I don't know. That fight was a couple of these fights were all over the place. Probably the Randy Brown fight was like the only one where you're like, you knew who kind of won the fight, and even that fight was kind of close. But Mateus Nicola versus Tim Elliott, that fight was all over the place. It wasn't really like I'd say the great. None of these fights were really that like you could say great to be honest. I think that see that I feel like I should have just watched the prelims because these fights were not that good to be honest. Maybe everybody's taken off of what happened on the Walker versus Santos fight. That I knew that fight was Johnny Walker versus Thiago Santos. I knew that fight was bad, but I didn't realize how. I mean, I thought it was pretty bad, but then afterwards, you go on the internet. Everybody was kind of saying how bad of a fight it was, but forget who it was. But he was saying that like you could just tell that both fighters wanted it. You know, when both fighters want it so bad, they almost are hesitant for what they're gonna do and all that, and then the Kevin Holland situation. But Tim Elliott, Mateus Nicola, that fight was pretty decent. I guess it was just I really can't say too much about that fight either. Tim Elliott attempted 10 and got one takedown against Matthews 1 for 1 and 225 strikes thrown, total strikes. I didn't even realize how much he was throwing, but I guess he was throwing a lot. But not really landing that much for 105 with 41.2. What's his name? Nikolai was 72% for 120. That's pretty good right there. Total strike 128 out of 176. But yeah, Nikolai got that one. Wasn't the greatest fight either. Probably I mean, obviously, probably. I would say the fight. I'm not sure actually. I didn't look up which was fight of the night. But the Randy Brown fight was pretty good against Jared Godin. I mean, just just all around style from Randy Brown just pretty much made it a fun fight to watch. I think he's fought. I'm sure he fought. Well, who is it? Luque Recente, and he did lose to Luque, right? We'll just look these real quick. But yeah, Randy Brown did have an injury which affected him fighting. But all around, just punching, the jab was pretty good from Randy Brown. That was one of the best things from him. Would this be his third fight? No. Okay, so he did lose. Yeah, he obviously he lost that fight against Luca Vicente, but that's a good fight to lose, I guess, because you know Luca Vicente is on a roll right now. But before that, he was pretty much in the same position he was in before he had lost to Nico Price. But as some of the commentators were saying, he's probably in the best, like, he's really good at the moment, but at the same time, you know, well, like 34, 34, 33 or something is like the age where it's looking like that a lot of UFC fighters are, it's like, I don't know, it seems like that's where they're really good. The age that a lot of these fighters, for some reason, is I don't know. They're the older fighters are kind of getting it right now. It seems like, I guess, but well, like 34, 33, but he's 31 though. So, I mean, how much longer does he have in the game? Who knows? You know, to be honest, I didn't know Randy Brown was that old. I thought he was like much younger. I thought he was in his 20s. To be honest, dude looks young, but he did have that toe injury, so probably out for a little bit, maybe not. I mean, like the toe injury, I don't think I've never heard of like toe injury being other than like what turf toe or something. That's probably like, but that's probably a couple of months. I don't remember seeing him take any like big damage. If anything, Godin took the majority of the beating. But Dern versus Rodriga, it was all right, but Rodriga pretty much had it the whole way. Mackenzie Dern didn't really look like she was going to do anything and didn't do anything, to be honest. I mean, she tried a good amount of takedowns, but I wasn't feeling any of the takedowns. I mean, guys, Don, I mean, I knew she did a lot, but I didn't know she went 1 for 8. That's horrible. And one submission attempt. Um, was it Marina Rodrigo who had the lot? One of them had a lot It was Rodriguez. She had the lock in, but that lock really wasn't like it wasn't doing anything. It was pretty much tiring her out, if anything, and that she pretty much went away from that. Um, Other than that, I mean, there was a good amount of in total. There was like almost 400, almost 500 strikes thrown by both fighters, but still, nothing too big was landing. I mean, from the McKenzie, because she was what 38 for three. She only landed 80 out of 209. That's pretty bad. Um, Against Rodriguez is 140 out of 284 with 52.1%. Rodriguez got the victory, but that was by decision. Like I said, this was like if it wasn't for that Randy Brown fight, to be honest, I don't know who else. Just like one of my least favorite fight nights probably ever. I mean, the Santos Walker had a couple of like at least they had the Kevin Holland and whatchamacallit fight, but still that didn't really actually nothing really happened there. The Nico Price fight was pretty decent. The Jotko fight was pretty decent, but actually that other than the Thiago Santos Johnny Walker, I would say that was pretty decent fight night. But still not the greatest fight night. But hey, we out here, we watching, we got our eyes on the prizes, which is just I don't know, doesn't just doesn't even make too much sense. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this edition of QFC MMA by the minutes. It's funny because what's his name got MMA hour. I was like, I do minutes, so why not take that? Hey, so sabotage out.